We don't talk about it much anymore, but inflation. Inflation was a real problem. Around 1980 through 82, even go back into the 70s. Remember Gerald Ford, whip inflation now? Under Jimmy Carter, we had interest rates at 21% and inflation at 18%. Yeah, the cost of everything was up. Nowadays, we don't count food and gas prices as part of the inflation formula as the government calculates. Isn't that convenient? But we know that everything goes up in price all the time. Just try to buy a steak at the supermarket. But Chris Rickert of the State Journal wrote a great piece on Sunday morning. We used to adjust the gas tax for inflation every year in Wisconsin, help pay for road projects. They stopped that under Jim Doyle in 2006. Now we don't have enough money for all our road projects. They don't adjust the minimum wage for inflation. The federal mandate at $7.25 an hour has not adjusted for inflation. The money that people would get under welfare reform 20 years ago under Tommy Thompson, if you had a community service job, the state would give you a stipend. Guess what? That stipend's the same amount as it was 20 years ago. The homestead tax credit, designed to give the working poor some relief on their property taxes, that hasn't been adjusted for inflation, so the credit goes down in value. But guess what is adjusted, along with everything else in life? The Republicans want to change the laws on campaign contributions, and the caps would be loosened, but they would adjust for inflation after 5 years. So they get to adjust those contributions for inflation, but we don't adjust other things for inflation. We don't count food, and we don't count gas. I'll tell you what has gone way up with inflation is UW-Wisconsin education, or higher education in general. In 1976, it was $300 a semester for tuition at the UW-Madison. Now it's $5,000. That's gone way beyond. If we just applied inflation to that period of time, it would be about $2,300 right now. So inflation hits us in higher ed and healthcare, no question about it. But where it hits the poor, they don't really have an adjustment to help meet those rising costs. But we do help the people, or we may help the people who want to write big checks to political causes. And that doesn't seem fair. Those are my 2 cents. My 2 minutes are brought to you by Edge Construction and Capital Consultants. Bill McCoshen, a lobbyist downtown who gets things done. We can talk about this tomorrow on the radio at 8 o'clock on 92.1 FM The Mic, The Mitch Henck Show. Talk to you then.